Holy fuck.
Eric,
Only the
hello, my
breadheads
co-host.
could see, what goes into the behind the scenes of filming, you know, episode 145 of this brilliant podcast we call Think Fresh.
What is going on behind the scenes, Eric? Are you scratching your nuts? What are you doing?
I do have a bit of an itch down there, Ty, but that's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking more about how we hype each other up prior to the call. Ty and I always do a little warm up session where we connect for like 5 or so minutes just on like what's going on in our lives, crack some jokes, say a few lewd comments,
Yeah.
and then we get right into it, and then we just hype each other up, and it's literally like I'm about to go on stage at Coachella or something. That's how I feel.
Yeah, it's great actually. We get all the comments out that we would regret saying on air. We resync our chakras, and then it's go time, baby.
Yeah, we let out the bad demons. You know what I'm saying? I got some demons I ain't even dealing with, but on this pod we deal with our demons. You know what I'm saying? We let it out prior to hitting the big red shiny record button, and then after that, it's all love, baby. I
And I
finally
would
found
encourage
it.
I would encourage our breadheads to also deal with their demons. Don't leave that shit unchecked, you know?
Check your demons. Add them to the group chat. You know what I'm
saying? The GC.
Ty's been Ty's been exclusively sipping from wine cups all day today. Wine glasses. He had his coffee in it. I saw earlier. Now he's drinking a gin and tonic. Sorry to expose you too.
Yeah,
oh
I'm
God, yes I do. It's red hot. Is that a purple gin?
Yeah, it's got you can see that on Eric and I are on a video call right now. You can see that on the video. There's a purple tint to the gin that I'm drinking. The gin I be drinking. It's really good. It's called an old growth gin. It's got like a cedar undertone. It's from BC recreation destination Tofino.
Recreation destination is a great way to put it. I was literally just looking at potential flights to Tofino because you would never catch me on a ferry. Just no. I will never step foot on a ferry ever again. I've done it too many times. I'm done. I won't do that, Ty. I will only fly from now on. And I was realizing it's like the same price to fly to LA. What's up with that?
Why would you just go to LA?
I'd rather just go to LA. Why the fuck are we like looking at flights to Tofino? Like there's nothing to do there except for like sit in a overpriced Airbnb and like, maybe soak up some Epsom salt in a hot tub, but that's about it.
I mean, you can surf in Tofino or you can eat Mexican food at Tacofino, but both those things you could do better in Los Angeles.
I only surf the web, Ty, and tacos are better in LA. That's exactly right. Yeah, so who knows? I might be going there pretty soon.
I'm already booking my trips for the summer there because your boy's got to get out of town once in a while, you know?
Exactly.
Hit the swell.
Hit the swell. Speaking of out of towners, you saw the I'm not a sports guy really, except for a select few sports where I go very hard in. But I did catch the hockey game last night, Ty, and the out of towners Detroit beat home team 1-0, and I couldn't help but think of you while I was sitting in my 12th row seat club section, Ty, because I spent $40 on 2 beers.
That's weird that you think of me when you think of overpaid for beers. Maybe that's
It's not weird at all. You know exactly why I think of you. One, because we host a podcast where that's like perfect talking points.
Yeah.
And also, you're the type of guy to drive for 40 minutes to visit a new brewery, quote unquote, that has like a sour blue apple like IPA that you really want to try.
Hell yeah, I will. So you're right. The challenge with stadium beers though, Eric, is that you get price gouged on like the shitty beer, like you're getting like
Mm-hmm.
lamestream ales for the price of a
Mm-hmm.
hazy IPA at an artisanal establishment, and they have the audacity to serve it to you in a plastic cup.
I love plastic cup beers. I think plastic cups make beers taste better. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the hierarchy is like frosted mug,
Mm-hmm.
um, plastic cup, like frat house vibes,
Yeah,
and then like a stein,
yeah.
and then can. It's like Travis Scott said it right when he was like, no, I do not beer. I don't do beer cans. Fuck is this frat house?
That's a lower in the pyramid for sure.
That's the lowest form of beer consumption. That's speaking strictly vessels.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think I fucked up because I tried to flex my Van City postal code and order a craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where they especially gouge you for prices. Because I think if you just go with the classic Bud, it probably would have been like half the price.
I think so. You don't want to accidentally reveal that you have the palate of a craft beer lover at the stadium. They will price gouge you.
And after you waited 30 minutes in line, um, you're not gonna argue. You're like, all right, whatever it costs, like I'm paying. Get me out
Mm-hmm.
of here.
Because you'll do anything to just get that beer and get out of there. That's the trick. They
Absolutely.
make you wait in a really long line. They force it down you. Your hands are tied there. You got to get back to the show. You got to watch the what are they, the Detroit Car Guys versus the Vancouver Can't Nuts. And I heard that the Red Wings beat Vancouver up last night. I'm sorry you had to watch probably an abysmal show. The
hmm
only thing that's going to get you through that is 2 to 3 craft beers in a plastic cup.
hmm Well, after 48 ounces of Stanley Park Pale Ale, um, I did enjoy the show, Ty. It doesn't matter, who won. I don't give a flying shit about the knuckleheads, you know what I'm saying? All
Mm-hmm.
I care about is watching this shiny black puck skeet its way across the ice and go into somebody's net. Doesn't matter to me
Mm-hmm.
who. And get to yell at some drunk dads and stuff like that. The
Mm-hmm.
bumpy into
Mm-hmm.
me.
Yeah, hockey games are funny that way. Like I don't have any loyalty to any team. I don't honestly. I don't even really like the concept of sport. I think I think
Friendly
the notion
competition,
of
not anything.
I don't get me wrong. I love competition. I don't like when people make competition of a specific sport or any activity their whole life, because it's like people have so much like creative energy in them, people have so much ability to like do interesting things, but instead they're like going to spend their whole life trying to like do the same thing over and over and over again until they're really really good at it. I think that's such a
hmm
waste of waste of human ingenuity to try to optimize their body
Mm,
for that. I think it's way more
hmm
interesting someone that is like a chameleon of activities than like somebody that can like is the best high jumper in the world. That sounds terribly boring. People like like, oh, so what? You can jump high and like you're really
hmm
good at it. Like I can jump too. You're, it's just not special to me.
But Ty, you hit the nail on the head when you said high jump, because that's like one action that somebody playing a real sport would do, and they have like many of these in their arsenal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think of like a basketball player, for example. You have to high jump every 10 seconds. You got to do a high jump. You also got to
Mm-hmm.
run. You got to dribble a basketball. You got to shoot, pass, organize your team, play defense, etc. Really doing one action, and just the fact that you can do it better than everyone else, like questionably better than everyone else. I don't think everyone who's good at jumping is trying to be a high jumper, because that's how boring it is.
It's
So
true.
you're probably not even the best in the world at it, and you're doing like one thing. It's like, yeah, if I jump forever, like yeah, I'll be good at it. Like, but who cares? That doesn't actually accomplish anything.
I mean, it's no different if you're a b-baller. It's like you can be a good or a great b-baller, and it's like
You
the story's been
well,
told already so many times. We all know the story. You play basketball. We get it. Move on. Go
well,
do something new.
interesting. I mean, at least we do know who the best basketball player in the world is, um, because they're getting paid the most. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? That's the only reason to be. doing that to be great and to be paid a lot.
Yeah, and
Imagine
that's
if
the only thing
Subway,
interesting about basketball players, Eric, is because they give they're like they're nouveau rich, and they give their money to hedge fund managers that like don't really know that are like exploiting them, and that I think is interesting.
that is interesting. Um, as well as like how many like Kardashians they have slept with. Like that's like also a good metric on how
Hmm.
great a player is. Um, but Ty, imagine if Subway artists applied the same like I guess mentality to sandwich making. Like
Mm.
instead of hiring a different teenager to make your sandwich every 6 months, imagine hiring a career sandwich artist who is focused solely on making the best sandwich and is like actually like into improving their craft. Imagine how much better
Hmm.
that sandwich would taste. Instead of
There
like
is a
some new
competitive
guy who has
aspect
to
missing.
there's
Hmm.
no competition.
You're so right, Eric. I want I want the specs of my artist. I want a baseball card with my sandwich artist specs on it, like batting average.
Hmm. Exactly. I want to meet my sandwich artist before they, are knuckles deep in my foot long.
uh, I think that's like I guess that's like the beauty of sport though is that the like air of competition encourages improvement. And the sandwich artists, they have no competitive like bone in them. There's not a single meat is competitive. So why would the sandwich artists improve? What's incentivizing them to improve? If you put them against each other though, and you had like stats and it was in the public record,
Hmm.
if their stats were on the blockchain, then I think that would incentivize some competition from these artists, and we would see a miraculous improvement in the quality of our sandwiches.
I mean, it's impossible to argue against that. I think we need to publicize Subway's KPIs, for each
Hmm.
sandwich artist, and we need some kind of feedback loop too. Don't make me type in some long URL that's like on the receipt in order to like say my sandwich artist is bad. Like,
Hmm.
give me some way to instantly be like, boom, I like him or her. They made my sandwich with love. I want to like go to them every time.
For
And who
sure.
knows, maybe like, you know, big Subway in Manhattan will draft a player from, you know, little Vancouver because they're so good. We're gonna trade you for three of our shitty employees.
Yeah, dude, get them on a flagship location.
Hmm.
I think in order to do that, we need like more stats on artists. Like the only stat I can think of right now is inches per minute, but you don't always want to optimize for speed. For example,
Nope.
like who is the best artist on earth at like spreadage of sauce or time
Ooh.
like perfect toasting time? Like you don't want to leave it in like it's still hot in there when the toaster finishes. You want someone on that right away, right? Like uh like who's the
Yeah.
best meat slapper, you know? Or like perfect at cutting the bread exactly in half for a 6 inch. That type of
Hmm.
precision is important. So I want if I'm going to a flagship sandwich location, I would expect every part of the sandwich making journey to have the best artist on staff for that situation, and they've optimized their career around it.
I love this idea. I think there should be a American Idol style sandwich rewards show or award
Mm,
show where people are competing to have the best presentation. Like, why are there so many
mm-hmm.
fucking cooking shows, like baking like shows, like British Bake Off, like all these like random ass like shows for like daytime like stay at home moms, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is
Mm-hmm.
there no sandwich crafting show where they're like graded on taste, presentation, time, things like that,
Packaging, they could wrap it.
packaging?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like sandwiches is
I
the
don't know, man.
it's it's the foundation of American diets. Really, like the handheld
Hmm.
sandwich is both humble, accessible, flavorful,
Hmm.
and yet it's swept under the rug. This whole hot cuisine movement is really
Garbage.
it's total garbage. Like,
Yeah. It's like I want people who are passionate about getting in between buns to be on a TV show about getting in between buns. You know what I mean?
mm, you got people on TV right now just trying to like bake a cake that looks like a castle on a cloud. Like I'm not gonna eat that. I'm gonna eat a sandwich, you know?
Yeah, I've never ordered a cake in my life. I've only ever ordered a slice.
Dude, I've eaten like 7 cakes in my whole life. They don't they don't
Abysmal.
show up that often.
No, no.
Thousands of footlongs.
So many footlongs. Um, Ty, what did you eat for lunch today? I'm really curious.
Well, I had a bowl of soup. And then I was still hungry because soup is basically the meal equivalent of drinking water. So I then made a slice of fairy toast. Have you ever had fairy toast,
Fairy?
Eric? Fairy.
No, is that like just like gay toast or what?
No, it's not. It's enjoyed by both gays and straights and anyone in between. Basically, what you do, this is an Australian treat. So shout out to the Aussies listening, the Aussie breadheads. You take a piece of toast. Are you
Hmm.
following?
Yes, one piece toast.
One piece. I mean, two if you're extra hungry. Two 6 inches. You give her a little scrape of butter. You sprinkle a little icing sugar on top, and then you add a dash of cinnamon on top. Berry toast.
Whoa. Oh, that's actually quite nice. I like this. So it's a sweet treat.
It's a sweet treat. It really like hits late afternoon when you're craving something that's kind of like a little bit savory and a little bit sweet, but you don't want to work too hard.
I love this. Um, my go-to afternoon treat is oftentimes a bagel with
Mm-hmm.
a some kind of novelty cream cheese.
That's pretty good. That's pretty hearty though, don't you say? Like a bagel's a pretty dense bread.
It is, and it really is if you shop at like healthy grocery stores. I don't know what it is, but like Dempster's bagels, bro, like are so good. Like they're like fluffy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
if I buy a bagel at like Whole Foods, it's always like some dense bullshit. I'm like,
Dude,
this
it's
sucks.
crazy. Like Whole Foods bagels, they're all shriveled up. They're like an old man's penis wrapped in a ring.
Dude,
They're,
yeah.
they're
It's
always
like
so
some
weird shape.
yeah, it's like the grocery store clerk who was making six figures, like he sat on it first and then put it on the
Yeah.
shelf. It's like he's being paid six figs by big Whole Foods to sit on the bagels.
Oh yeah. They have to like go through the ringer before they can make it on the shelf. It doesn't make any sense. But it's kind of
Hmm.
like almost like so disfigured that it's like by design. It's like if Margella made a bagel, it would look like the Whole Foods bagel, you know?
Yeah, and then you got the splat, the splat of cream cheese on it.
Splat splat. But
Hmm.
those Dempsters, baby, whoo, fluffy as hell. They are some thick bagels.
Hmm. Yeah, I know. I've been, obviously I live where I live, and I shop, at Whole Foods, and it just like pisses me off,
I live where I live. I shop where I shop. I eat what
and
I
it just
eat.
pisses me off, Ty. And
Hmm.
like you ever just like shop at like a like quote unquote like good grocery store for a long time, and then you just like visit like Safeway, and you're just like, fuck, I actually like Safeway better. Like
Oh
this is
yeah,
better.
every time. Every time I visit, I'm like, why is it? Why was I on my high horse?
Fuck being on a high horse. Like it's fun for a while, and then slowly, like the curve is like steep enjoyment, and then really quickly it starts to taper down. Like it's like wow, like I'm spending too much. Oh man, like I don't actually like these bagels. Oh man, they don't have Coca-Cola here, and it's just like keeps going downhill. And then like you visit IGA, and you're like, wow, like they have like the bullshit healthy stuff that I like the novel healthy stuff. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this like bone broth, and then they
Mm-hmm.
also have like frozen waffles, like normal
Mm-hmm.
shit. You know what I mean?
Best of
Like
both worlds.
IGA, I'm nominating IGA for the best grocery store.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
No, man. As far as Vancouver grocery shop chains go, Thrifties is where it's at, and I will die on that hill.
Wow, I've never been to Thrifties because I don't know if I have one near me. Sounds like a suburban thing that you might be into, Ty. But I gotta say, Whole Foods is. I like the whole brand of it. I like being
Hmm.
seen at Whole Foods. I like parking, the Hellcat in the underground at Whole Foods
Hmm.
and not paying for parking. Um, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I leave there after I like, pay $300, and I'm like, damn, this sucks. Like I actually literally will pay $300 like on the regular there.
Facts for sure.
That's one haul.
You, it's like the min spend to like book a table at Whole Foods,
Hmm. It's almost
the
better if
VIP
like
lounge.
it's like if you know you're gonna hit the express checkout, that's when you go to Whole Foods. It's like
Mm.
15 items or less.
Yeah, dude, because you walk out of there with a cool $70 bill and you don't feel that bad about
Hmm.
yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, some novelty like or like specialty juices, a coconut
Hmm.
water, like banana chips, and like coconut oil, and then you're good. You know?
What I do appreciate about Whole Foods though is it offers me the products of your small scale organic grocery, but then the aisle size of a big grocery store. Because nothing makes me more angry than being in like when you go to
Bosa.
like yeah, you go to Bosa or you go IGA is infamous for this, Eric. You walk down the aisle and it's so tight that you just like can't even like browse it. You have to like step back to really like take in the top and bottom. And then you get yourself an employee in there trying to restock the shelf and two other people trying to also like browse the craft peanut butter with you. And it's a shit show. I love me a wide ass aisle at the grocery store, space to spawn out, take your time. It makes the entire experience more relaxing. Whole Foods
Hmm.
delivers on that.
Yeah, I love my thick ass grocery stores also. I don't like to share any space with people. And that was even before the corona virus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have to like I have to like drag my cart over, like nudge it over for you to like get by. It's like you won't be seeing me at this like grocery store very often.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if heaven forbid you've never had to step foot in the grocery section of a Walmart, but that's like the king of wide grocery aisles. Like, you could park in like an F
Dude,
350 in there.
I actually feel like my net worth goes down if I shop there. Like
Yeah.
like
I
by the
would,
second.
it's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
Thankfully,
I'm
no
being
one,
I'm being sanctioned by like the Ukrainian government if I'm in there. Like I'm just like being cut off. All my limbs are being cut off if I'm in there. Like I slowly can't breathe. Oh, dude, I just hate shopping there so much. But but I do want to visit Erewhon though, the king of novelty grocery stores. I've never
and
been.
they have some pretty tight aisles. I won't lie.
Is that what you're thinking of when you say that?
Uh, yeah, I think about Air One a lot when I think about tight aisles, which is a common thought I have.
Damn, Erewhon, your aisles are so tight.
Oh, damn, they're so tight. Uh, I don't know, man. I think they gotta widen those things, but it's part of the charm, right? It's like no luxury exists without compromise. The whole idea is that you make a sacrifice to be kind of cool, whether it's monetary or convenience.
That's true. Wow, you said it, dude. I don't know what else to say about this topic.
I don't
Um,
know, man, but I wanted to ask you a few more questions about bagels, if that's okay with you.
Please shoot.
Okay, obviously Subway does not offer a bagel on the menu. Big miss. I've had many a bagel from other bagel wielding fast food establishments, notably Canadian favorite Tim Hortons. Do you think that there's a bagel opportunity at the way?
Hmm. I don't think so, Ty. I don't think bagels are very good for sauces.
Okay, can you
How do
double
you?
click into that?
Yeah. I don't know. Bagel sandwiches are dumb. Okay, I think bagels are ideal when you have like one or two toppings. Usually like one
Yes,
spreadable and then one like seasoning. You know what I mean? Like
thank you.
butter, like melted butter with some Maldon salt. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Or
yeah.
cream cheese with like some everything bagel seasoning on top. Those
Boom.
two, those are two heavy hitters right there. If I'm
Hell
adding
yeah.
like shredded lettuce, half is just going through the hole. Like, are we really gonna pretend like a bagel sandwich is like possible? It's not possible.
You are you've articulated what I felt for years, but never been able to say. Bagel sandwiches are terrible. What a terrible idea.
Yeah,
It doesn't make any sense.
it's even worse. Okay, so in terms of like bread, compatibility for sandwich making, obviously footlong is a like pinnacle of design.
Yeah,
There's
gold
that.
standard.
There is, the square like Wonder Bread shape, like, loaf,
Mm-hmm.
that type of
Mm-hmm.
shit. And then there is a croissant sandwich. That is
Mm-hmm.
also very good. Really lends itself to, really enveloping your ingredients, just grabbing on all sides.
Oh yeah. I love how
Bagels
it
at the
makes my
bottom of the
hand
foot,
feel. The croissant
oily.
sandwich, your hand's like really oily after. So
I know, that's the
satisfying.
best. And then when you even add like more butter to it, it's like
Oh
this
yeah.
is like this is like sex.
What a treat.
What a treat.
Bottom of the
Um,
barrel though is the bagel.
the bagels at the bottom,
Well,
bottom bagel.
here's the problem with the bagel, Eric, is that it's that goddamn hole. There's a leak in the bagel, that, and like you can fix this. Like if you have a sealant type ingredient, you may be able to plug the hole and then still salvage a sandwich out of this. But no one constructs a sandwich that way.
Hmm. You're
Like you
right.
could,
And believe it or not, Ty, we talked about this on the podcast because I am going through this is my bagel era. I am consuming mini bagels.
mhm.
And I did talk about how like I will always start with like a slice of cheese to just like
Oh,
plug the
right,
hole
right, right.
first. And then layer on some meats. That'll always, create a sturdy foundation for any type of like
Mhm.
vegetable or sauce that I want to layer on top of that. But I think bagels just excel when you toast it and then slather on a thick layer of cream cheese and just call it a day.
Hell yeah. You're right. We have discussed this in length early in the career of Think Fresh podcast.
Hmm.
Apologies for repeating content to the breadheads. It is interesting, though. It
The
is
bagel heads.
interesting. The bagel heads that you have to reposition the sauce, not just the toppings. Like the sauce has to be in the very middle of the bagel. It's like the
Hmm.
it's like the blood of the bagel wrapped in the meat, wrapped in the muscle, wrapped in the tissue.
Hmm. You're right.
Otherwise, it'll squirt out.
Squirt, squirt. And you know what else I want to say about Whole Foods, Ty? Is
Yeah.
like all the healthy shit that we buy there doesn't last as long in the pantry. Like if I buy a loaf of bread, that shit's going bad in like 2 days because there's zero preservatives. Like I don't
Mm-hmm.
think anything at Whole Foods is genetically modified enough for today's living standards. Like I'm a millennial. I got an American Express card. I'm dropping that thing at every restaurant. I'm dropping it,
Mm-hmm.
3 times a week. I might not be home
Mm-hmm.
for a week straight for dinner
It's
because I'm
true.
out. I'm eating. I might eat out. I might eat at a friend's house. Boom, boom, boom. If I buy a loaf of bread on Monday and I don't consume it till Wednesday or Thursday, that shit's bad already. Same thing with
Mm-hmm.
strawberries, any kind of fruit. You know what I'm saying? So, Ty, how do you manage this? How do you like keep bread at home? Do you like have a system where after a certain time you like do something with it? Do you I don't know, Ty. You tell me because I'm lost.
Teach me, Father. I completely understand the situation because obviously I'm buying my bread from the Italian bakery up the street, and they're not plopping
Oh
any
man.
preservatives in there. It's really there's a sweet spot for GMO. Like at some point we decided GMO collectively was a bad thing. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
know why, but I don't want to be on the wrong side of history. So I am aligned with the liberals, but I I mean like it sure is helpful. Like I don't really know what the problem is with it. I would
Mm-hmm.
love
With
for
modern
someone to
science.
explain it to me. It's really nice to have a genetically
Yeah.
modified tomato that doesn't go bad.
Yeah. Dude, I'm done listening to these cuck ass liberals, Ty. You wanna know why? Because they've always, you know, fucking been so pissy about GMOs and saying how like, oh, like we can't add these preservatives. And then they go ahead and flip flop and say, we all have to get vaccinated.
Wow, you're GMOing yourself.
Exactly, Ty. So what's
Pick
with
a
the
side.
hypocrisy? Exactly. Pick a side, you fucking losers. Like the
Wow,
hypocrisy is just crazy. And the fact that no one notices it blows my mind.
crazy that you would vaccinate yourself but not your tomato.
Exactly. What's so bad about making a tomato like last longer in the fridge. I'm not gonna fucking eat it
Mm-hmm.
tonight. I don't want to go to the grocery store every single day.
Mm-hmm. The tomato
Liberals are
deserves
all
the
about
same. The tomato deserves the same like opportunity to a happy and healthy life that we do.
exactly. You're exactly right. Liberals want you to go to Whole Foods every day and drive your like gas guzzling vehicle there every single day. That's what they want.
You don't think they no liberals drive Priuses, dummy.
They want you to like, but Priuses use gas. They want you to drive it every day. You know what I'm saying? My philosophy is shop at Safeway, make sure buy shit that lasts a long time, and then stock up, and then you don't have to be like seen. You don't have to be even seen at Safeway that often.
Yeah, because you only go once like bi-monthly. Uh,
Exactly.
that's probably the solution here because like I think smaller loaves of bread are one solution here, Eric. And I've
Hmm.
been really enjoying this like new bread selling uh trick, I guess you could call it, from the big grocery. It's the half
Hmm.
loaf. Have you dabbled with the half loaf yet?
Oh man, I don't really visit artisanal bakeries. I haven't seen this at my local Whole Foods, so do you want to tell me what it is?
Yeah, yeah. It's
I mean, I can guess.
basically it's like a 6 inch worth of bread.
Mm. Well, I haven't seen that, but I have seen yesterday's bread, which goes
Hmm.
for a fraction of the cost,
Hmm.
and it's usually a good way to get into the freshly baked market.
Yeah, I did cop some day olds yesterday. I popped them in the fridge, but I was actually thinking of like relocating my day olds to the freezer until consumption time. You sacrifice a little bit on the bread integrity by
Hmm.
defrosting, but then you at least get to eat the entire loaf before mold moves in.
Yeah, the mold be moving in. The mold be gentrifying your freezer, Ty.
Maybe the solution here, maybe the long-term strategy for bread management at home is to take a similar approach to the bread masters. The people that make bread are like Subway is a bakery at the end of the day. They make bread all day,
Mm.
every day. What they have done is they've got like the pre-made bread that then like they retard, expand, and then consume. So you're getting
That'll
fresh
never
like
not make me laugh, bro. I don't know why.
you know, every single sandwich that you eat at Subway was freshly baked within like 2 hours of your arrival. That's crazy to me. Why can't I enjoy that same luxury at home?
That's true. I guess it's supply and demand. They're able to bake a lot of bread because people are going to buy all that bread. But like, how many slices of bread are you going to eat per day at home? You know what I mean? Like, I'm never
A
eating a
few.
whole loaf at home. Like when you go to
True.
Subway, you're eating a loaf of bread.
But think of it this way, like you don't need to make it a whole loaf. You can do like a quarter loaf or a half loaf. Like whatever the like pre-shrunken version of that is, sell me that at Whole Foods and then I will bake on demand at home as needed for every meal. Like what it takes like 20 minutes to bake a loaf. I have no clue. I'm
Hmm.
assuming it's like 20 minutes. So if I could like bake a quarter loaf of bread every couple days, I would always have fresh bread available to me.
Hmm. And I like that acronym. Bought a hand, bake on demand at home as needed.
Wow, bought a hand. Dude, we need to bought a hand Whole Foods right now. Like, I mean, like, so, like, like the like push and pull strategies of like manufacturing, where like you could either like push product to market, or as demand becomes available, like pull material and then manufacture. You understand those
Hmm.
two differences in philosophies?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Push and Pea.
Push and P, yeah. Uh, that's how we should think about bread moving forward. Right now, it's kind of a push methodology where we receive rations of bread like weekly, and we
Hmm.
just have to like if we eat it too fast, we just have to wait till the next grocery store trip. If we eat it too slow, it goes bad and we get more. But a pull style strategy would be more beneficial, where as demand is created for bread, we then generate more bread.
Hmm. Oh, I think Ty, you're pulling on my nuts right now because I don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Man, dude, I'm jacking off your brain right now. Come on.
I'm pushing pause on this conversation.
Oh man, I'm bummed that you aren't following because I genuinely think I've tapped into something innovative here. And I
Mhm,
think after this call, I'm calling Safeway, Eric. I'm hopping on the pod with Safeway next, and
mhm.
I'm gonna get them to take this idea to market. I'm calling Bezos.
Yeah, I think there's room at Bezos Marketplace for this kind of production. But why is it that how is it possible, Ty, that Bezos owns Whole Foods? How is that possible for one? Because like Whole Foods seems like the opposite of like what Amazon's all about.
Yeah,
Amazon is all
dude.
about like getting like cheap shit quickly. Where Whole Foods like I'm overpaying and I can't find the thing I need.
Mm-hmm. And almost like I was in like a Whole Foods last weekend. And I was thinking about this as I walked around. I was like thinking, like, damn, did Bezos just buy this to troll everybody? It feels like a big prank.
Yeah, I mean I can totally see it. Like him going to the moon is a kind of a prank.
Yeah. I feel like he's just messing with us at this point. Like he only bought it because he's like, I know we make cheap shit over at Amazon. I'm gonna ruin Whole Foods for you. For
Wow.
you for you losers that don't like Amazon, I'm gonna ruin everything you love.
Wow. So either way, you're putting money into my, big fat Amiri pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, you know Bezos got the Wranglers on.
Oh yeah, dude.
He's not copying designer jeans.
He's got the Wranglers matched with the Lululemon like top, like the sweat wicking
Yeah.
Lululemon top.
Yeah, I guarantee you Bezos is a cereal sweater.
Oh,
He's just got that
absolutely.
kind of energy. Like the dude that just breaks out in 72 in a normal room. No activity.
Absolutely. Resting heart rate at 180. Um, um, why is it that Bezos and Chip Wilson look the same? Ever think
Do
about
they?
that?
The
Isn't
CEO of Lululemon, founder and
yeah,
CEO of
yes,
Lululemon.
the HEEO, big HEEO energy, Chip Wilson. Don't they both
Mm-hmm.
have a nice bald shiny head? Amber Rose style?
Yeah. Now I'm remembering. Yes, they both got a chrome dome and probably some chrome hearts on their wrist.
Just like you said, I got that chrome on me, and he wasn't talking about chrome heart.
Mm-hmm. And he's talking about his male pattern baldness.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Wow. Well, just like that, Ty, I think it's time to bring this podcast to an end. Uh,
yep.
Redheads that balding is a choice in
Mm-hmm.
2022. And so is toasting your bread, but not really.
Mm-hmm. And thank you for following two males who are not balding. We may be the first CEOs in existence with a full head of hair of Think Fresh LLC.
Between, the two co-CEOs here, we got two full heads of hair. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's some strong masculine, toxic masculinity happening here on this podcast.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're a hairy bunch.
hmm Well, it's been fun recording, with you on this testosterone cast. And I think it's time to end it.
Yeah, sounds
Until
good,
next time,
Eric.
buddy.
Thank you for linking the building with me. Thank you to the breadheads for listening. As always, have an excellent weekend.
Ciao.
Ciao.